As per the most recent long-haul conjecture, AMP cost will hit $0.01 by the center of 2024 and afterward $0.03 by the center of 2029. AMP value forecast 2024-2025. AMP cost began in 2024 at $0.36. Today, AMP exchanged at $0.52, so the cost expanded by 44% from the start of the year. The estimated AMP cost toward the finish of 2024 is $0.15 and the year-to-year change plus 312%. The ascent from today to year-end, plus 187%. In 2024, we hope to see $1.06 per 1 AMP. In the primary portion of 2025, the AMP cost will move to $0.01. In the last part, the cost would add $0.13 and close the year at $214, which is plus 309% to the ongoing cost. AMP expectation 2026-2030. These 5 years would bring an increment. AMP cost would move from $0.014 to $0.31, which is up 78%. AMP will begin 2026 at $0.14, then dip to $0.184 inside the initial half year of the year and finish 2026 at $0.98. That implies plus 279% from today. AMP value forecast 2024-2025. AMP cost began in 2024 at $0.836. Today, AMP exchanged at $0.38, so the cost expanded by 4% from the very start of the year. The estimated AMP cost toward the finish of 2024 is $0.128 and the year-to-year change plus 252%. The ascent from today to year-end, plus 240%. In 2024, we hope to see $0.81 per 1 AMP. In the principal half of 2025, the AMP cost will move to $0.134. In the final part, the cost would lose $0.3 and close the year at $0.131, which is plus 248% to the ongoing cost. AMP forecast 2026-2030. These 5 years would bring a huge increment. AMP cost would move from $1.31 to $0.29, which is up 121%. AMP will begin 2026 at $1.31, then at that point take off to $1.45 inside the initial half year of the year and finish 2026 at $1.59. That implies plus 322% from today. AMP expectation 2031-2035. In this period, the AMP cost would ascend from $289 to $448, which is plus 55%. AMP will begin 2031 at $209, then take off to $0.311 inside the primary portion of the year and finish 2031 at $333. It is about plus 783% from today. Zatu's 1-2s into 4. AMP value forecast 2024-2025. AMP cost began in 2024 at $0.36. Today, AMP exchanged at $0.34, so the cost diminished by 6% from the very outset of the year. The determined AMP cost toward the finish of 2024 is $0.113 and the year-to-year change plus 210%. The ascent from today to year-end, plus 230%. In 2024, we hope to see $0.72 per 1 AMP. In the principal half of 2025, the AMP cost will move to $0.118. In the last part, the cost would lose $0.3 and close the year at $0.115, which is plus 236% to the ongoing cost. AMP forecast 2026-2030. These 5 years would bring a critical increment. AMP cost would move from $1.115 to $2.55, which is up 122%. AMP will begin 2026 at $1.115, then at that point take off to $1.27 inside the initial half year of the year and finish 2026 at $1.139. That implies plus 306% from today. AMP expectation 2031-2035. In this period, the AMP cost would ascend from $2.55 to $0.98, which is plus 56%. AMP will begin 2031 at $2.55, then take off to $0.275 inside the principal half of the year and finish 2031 at $2.95. It is about plus 763% from today. 0.1152s into 4. AMP value expectation 2024-2025. AMP cost began in 2024 at $0.36. Today, AMP exchanged at $0.34, so the cost diminished by 7% from the very outset of the year. The Guaj AMP cost toward the finish of 2024 is $0.75 and the year-to-year change plus 106%. The ascent from today to year-end, plus 122%. In 2024, we hope to see $0.75 per 1 AMP. In the primary portion of 2025, the AMP cost will move to $8. In the last part, the cost would lose $811 and close the year at $969, which is plus 104% to the ongoing cost. AMP expectation 2026-2030. These 5 years would bring a huge increment. AMP cost would move from $969 to $0171, which is up 148%. AMP will begin 2026 at $969, then at that point take off to $974 inside the initial half year of the year and finish 2026 at $977. That implies plus 128% from today. AMP expectation 2031-2035. In this period, the AMP cost would ascend from $0171 to $08, which is plus 22%. AMP will begin 2031 at $0171, then at that point take off to $0173 inside the primary portion of the year and finish 2031 at $0186. It is about plus 450% from today. Sharonza 1204. AMP value expectation 2024-2025. AMP cost began in 2024 at $36. Today, AMP exchanged at $835, so the cost diminished by 3% from the outset of the year. The determined AMP cost toward the finish of 2024 is $085 and the year-to-year change plus 134%. The ascent from today to year-end, plus 141%. In 2024, we hope to see $057 per 1 AMP. In the principal half of 2025, the AMP cost will move to $91. In the final part, the cost would lose $13 and close the year at $78, which is plus 122% to the ongoing cost. AMP forecast 2026-2030. These 5 years would bring a critical increment. AMP cost would move from $78 to $0197, which is up 153%. AMP will begin 2026 at $78, then at that point take off to $984 inside the initial half year of the year and finish 2026 at $988. That implies plus 150% from today. AMP forecast 2031-2035. In this period, the AMP cost would ascend from $0197 to $236, which is plus 20%. AMP will begin 2031 at $0197, then take off to $0199 inside the principal half of the year and finish 2031 at $14. It is about plus 508% from today. 12,150 2023. AMP value expectation 2023-2024. AMP cost began in 2023 at $. Today, AMP exchanged at $38, so the cost expanded by 26% from the very outset of the year. The Guaj AMP cost toward the finish of 2023 is $859 and the year-to-year change plus 94%. The ascent from today to year-end, plus 54%. In the principal half of 2024, the AMP cost will move to $962. In the